All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, the Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right, now, basically, this lesson, is going into the fiery destruction, as the scriptures go into the second death. All right, we know that the Lord, brought the flood, okay, all right, to the old world, but the Lord is going to bring this fire, all right, to this new world, man, all right, the old world being, a pre-Noah, man, all right, pre-Noah, the Lord brought the flood, that water, all right, and in these times, the Lord is going to bring the fire, man, okay, by way of what? The missiles, all right, and also the chariots, the horses, the so-called UFOs, all right. But now, as the scriptures say in the book of Isaiah chapter 9, all right, the battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. You see, this war, all right, okay, the war to end all wars, all right, the third woe, as the scriptures call it, or World War III, is going to be fought by what? By these missiles, man, these weapons of mass destruction. As the scriptures say, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. The day cometh that shall burn them up, said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Okay, and we're in those times. All right, now let me get this in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 41. It says, if I whet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. And see, those arrows, that sword represents the missiles, man. All right, those arrows, that sword represents the missiles, man. Okay, the missiles are likened unto a sword. The missiles are likened unto arrows, man, which are going to be shot, okay, by these nations to where? To America, man. To Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, the great whore. And this is why the scriptures say, all right, that they shall eat her flesh and make her naked and burn her with fire. Roughly paraphrasing, man, speaking of America. This is how America is going to be destroyed in these last days, by this fiery destruction. Let's get some more real quick. So Isaiah chapter 34, going into that sword. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Now the heavens being rolled together as a scroll is going into that mushroom cloud, man, which is going to be caused by what? By the destruction, by the missiles. Now, where else can we find this in the scriptures? The heaven being rolled together as a scroll. When you go to Revelation chapter 6, around the 13th verse, this Revelation chapter 6, verse 13, it says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, which represents the missiles. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Verse 14, let it load. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, going into the mushroom cloud, man. It says, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, because this was going to take place. The scriptures speak about the earth shall rock to and fro. All right, the Lord shall shake terribly the earth, roughly paraphrasing, man. The earth is going to be rocking to and fro from this destruction. Okay. So, let's go back to Isaiah chapter 34. Let's keep on reading verse 5. It says, for my sword, that's those missiles, man, shall be bathed in heaven. Heaven meaning what? The upper atmosphere. The sword that's going to be bathed in heaven are the missiles. The missiles are going to be bathing in heaven, bathing through the upper atmosphere, flying through the sky. Okay? It says, behold, it shall come down upon who? Upon Edom. You see, Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom, because America, what this really going into is America, Mystery Babylon, which is ruled by who? The Edomites. the descendants of Esau, which is the so-called white man. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, man. And this was going to take place in these last days, man. You see, a great sacrifice, man. All right. America is going to become burned, man. Okay. All right. Let's drop down. Let's drop down to verse 8. It says, what? For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. The Lord's finna burn this place, man. Okay? The Lord is finna burn this place. It says, and it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. And that's what's finna take place. America gonna be destroyed by fire. It's gonna be burned by fire. And that smoke, that burning which emits smoke, that smoke is gonna rise up into the heavens. And it's gonna go into the heavens for a very long time. All right, because America is gonna be completely destroyed, man. You know, now from here, let's go to let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 13. Okay, Khan. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Now the Medes, okay, represents Russia. Okay, the Russians. Now, when you get this chapter, it's going into these last days. Verse 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. You see? And then it's going to go into it. All right. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Which the Medes represents Russia. The Russians, man. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Which the bows, which is basically going into the missiles, all right? Because as we're going to go into, the missiles are likened unto arrows, are likened unto, arrows, man. Just like archers handle the bow and arrow, these nations are likened unto archers, and their arrows are going into their missiles, man. You see? All right, so it says, and Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High, Yahweh by Shemawashai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did the Lord overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By the way of fire and brimstone. And America is going to be destroyed in like fashion by way of what? These missiles, man. The sword, the arrows, man. You see? From the Lord. All right? The Lord is going to have these nations shoot their missiles, their arrows at America, Babylon the Great, man, which we're going to go into. Because concerning the Medes, which represent Russia, because Russia is one of the main nations in end-time prophecy. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh by Shemawashai raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. For his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple, just like we was reading of in Isaiah chapter 34. You see, this is how America is going to be destroyed, man, by these arrows, by these missiles, man. All right, let's get more into it. Jeremiah chapter 50. All right, the previous chapter, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Those arrows, man, those missiles. You see, this is why these nations are likened unto archers. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord, man. Okay, this is what's finna take place. Let's get to the point in verse, I believe, 29. Verse 29, Khan. It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, because it's not going to be just Russia, all right? Iran, as the scriptures go. That's why the scriptures go into what it is, man. That's why the scriptures go into in Ezekiel chapter 38. Okay, Russia being the Medes and Gog, man. All right, and the scripture going to how Gog is to be a guard unto these nations, and it mentions what Persia, Libya, Ethiopia, these nations, even America's own allies, as we're seeing right now. Okay, that's why the scriptures say the 10 horns was I saw us upon the beast, these shall hate the horde. The 10 horns represent the European Union. Okay, and this is why we see the conflict between America and the EU, because the Lord is getting these things ready, man. Even the EU are gonna aid in the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. You know, all right. And you got what happened earlier, this year, with Israel and Iran, them trying to stop Iran from making, one of these weapons of mass destruction, which ultimately we understand the Lord is going to have all these nations come up and against America, Babylon the Great, and also the land of Israel is going to be hit, man, as it says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, But it says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she had done, do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her old men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord Yahweh. Because I am against thee, O thou most proud, speaking to Esau, because this chapter goes into what? Mystery Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. And when you read Psalm chapter 137, verse 7 through 8, what nation of people is linked to the daughter of Babylon? The children of Edom. You see? It says, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, which shall devour all round about him. And this was finna take place. You see? All right, these same cities where the people of the Lord served, as it's going to go into, the children of Israel and the children of Judah being oppressed together, where? In here, America. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Well, the Lord is going to destroy these same cities, all right, that our people served and were oppressed in, man, by the way of fire, man. Okay, let's get Second Esdras. I have to start closing this out. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 13, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And what arrows, can be shot to the ends of the world? That's because the arrows that it's speaking of aren't literal. These arrows are speaking of the missiles, man. And these missiles are going to come from one continent to another, one part of the earth to another, all right, and destroy Babylon the Great by what? By the way of fire. And that's really the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it out, give infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the whole full elect. Shalom.